Welcome back to Pentech. I just finished doing a semi-restoration on this Nishijin Dragons Pachinko machine, and this video is for the client to show him the machine functioning 100% after the work that was done, and also to give a basic overall orientation on the machine. Pachinko machines, the object of the game is to shoot balls into the playfield and have the balls land in pockets. If you do so, you get paid out in more balls. And that's basically the idea of the game. How you shoot balls into the playfield is you load up this feeder tray with balls. The balls will flow into this shooter area, or a loading chamber into the shooter area, and then using this lever and this finger rest, you pull back the lever and then release it. Once you release it, it shoots the balls into the playfield and they randomly fall through the pins, and hopefully you get them in a pocket. And that's basically how the Pachinko works. So the further you pull back the lever before releasing it is how you have control over the game and how far you shoot the balls into the playfield. So you have control over if the balls land to the right side, the center, or the left, depending on how far back you release the lever when you pull it back. On this particular machine, you have 5 pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 3 of them are mechanical pockets. That's this one here, and this one here. They have the orange wings. You'll notice the difference between this pocket here, the wings are very small and closed, and these two are open wide. And a tulip is a mechanical pocket in that anytime a ball enters a tulip, it changes the state that it's in. So right now, because the wings are wide, it's a much wider pocket. It makes it easier for you to get a jackpot. So once a ball enters, it'll close these tulips up into this orientation for the following ball, which makes it more difficult for you to get a jackpot. And of course, once the ball enters that tulip again, it expands the wings once again. So every time a ball enters a tulip, it changes the state alternately from closed to open. So that's tulips. These two are stationary pockets. They stay the same state that they're in, just the way they are. They're kind of small. The center pocket is the big attraction. It's also sometimes called the V pocket, in that a ball entering will give you a payout in balls, and it will also open up the center tulip, which gives you a better chance of getting more jackpots on the following balls. And also, if you get a ball through the V pocket toward the right side, it will open up the right side tulip, like it is here, and the center tulip, which will give you, of course, a better chance of getting jackpots. And conversely, if you get a ball that lands to the left side of the center pocket, it'll open up the left tulip and the center tulip as well. And of course, you get a payout anytime the ball enters here in the first place, so that's a good thing to do, is you want to try to get a ball in the V pocket. The machine runs on balls. You have to have a hopper full of balls for it to work. If the hopper goes low, a little flag that you might be able to see in the video here will be showing in the window, and that tells you to stop playing. So what you can do is, say you have balls filled up in this tray here, and I'll go over this in a few minutes, but if balls are filled up in the tray, when this flag drops, whatever's remaining in the loading chamber, you'll be able to fire out of the into the game until it empties out. And the balls from the feeder tray will not be able to feed back into this loading chamber, so you won't have any balls to shoot anymore until the hopper is refilled. If you start getting a lot of jackpots, if you're lucky enough, and this feeder tray starts filling up with balls, they might start backing up into the machine, and that's something you don't want. So what you do is you slide this lever to the left, and it'll dump balls from the feeder tray into the overflow tray. And that's what this lever here is for. But I'll show you all that with the balls in play. So let's go over the back of the machine real fast. Make sure I have it lined up with the video camera. Okay, good enough. This machine runs off of 9-volt battery now. There's no switches needed. You just rotate the contact to make contact, and you'll see that this light comes on. This is your low hopper light. This is the hopper that holds all the balls that the machines run off of. And once it fills up with balls, it will depress this lever, which will shut off that light. You see the light going off. You have jackpot lights that run off of this battery as well, and I'll show you that. There's the jackpot lights lighting on the left. So basically, you don't need, this battery can stay connected. You don't have to use the connector as a switch. As long as this hopper is filled, this light will be out. And if there's no lights on the machine, you'll never drain the battery. So when you get this home, there's a few things you need to know before starting gameplay, and these are the main features. Right here you have what's called a ball dump lever. And what this lever is for is to release balls from the hopper through the machine and dump them out of the machine so attendants in the pachinko parlors can work on the machine if need be. So if you're moving this machine or in transport, that this lever goes down on the right, it opens up the machine, so now balls will dump through the machine. So you have to check that that lever is not in this orientation. You want this lever here to slide to the right, and that'll lock this horizontal bar and keep the balls within the machine. So right now it's in the dump mode. Once this is down on the right, it's in the dump mode. So what you want to do is, to make sure it's in the correct mode when you get home, is take 1 or 2 balls and put them in the hopper. You don't need a whole bunch, just 1 or 2, and if they go straight through the machine, you know that this dump lever is in the wrong orientation. So put 1 or 2 in. You see the balls are dropping out of the machine. That's not what you want to happen. So obviously this lever is in the wrong orientation, so we'll slide this lever here to the right. That'll lock this lever. Now we'll add 2 balls to the machine again. And they're landing in the jackpot mechanism. And that's what you want to do, is have them land in the jackpot mechanism. So right now, you know what orientation this is in, and it's in the correct orientation. The next thing you want to do is make sure that this lever here, it's called a seesaw, it's a white horizontal plastic bar you'll see behind this window here, is in the up position. It teeters like a seesaw, that's why it's called a seesaw. And there's a little pin underneath, down here underneath the window. You push up on it, and that puts that seesaw right up on the right side, and that's the orientation you want. It has to be up on the right side for the machine to work. So now what you want to do is fill up the machine with balls. I'll connect the battery for the light, and we want to fill up the hopper until the light goes out. Or basically you want to fill up the hopper as much as you can. The more balls in the hopper, the better. So right now I just put enough balls in the hopper in order for the light to go out. Balls in the hopper allows the entire machine to function as it should. And also the balls from the hopper is what gives you your jackpot payouts. So that's why you want that hopper to be filled to the top whenever you can. And when that light comes on, you want to refill it right away. So when I have it set up in the orientation so that there's just enough balls in the machine right now in the hopper, I didn't fill it up, there's enough balls in the hopper so that hopefully we'll get some jackpots and the hopper will go low and the light will come on, and we'll show you the lockout feature here. So in order to play, you want to fill up the feeder tray with balls. And now you see that, okay, so we have the balls, they're feeding into the chamber, and the first time I fire the ball, because it was empty, it might not have loaded a ball, so you have to load a ball first, and nothing will happen, like that. And now the ball should be loaded, and we should be able to fire. So we got a ball in the tulip. You see, and it closed up the wings, and the light came on, and you got a payout. And I've got one in the center tulip. And the hopper light came on, the little hopper light came on. So now, once this hopper light comes on, you see there's a flag here. So now there should be balls in the chamber, in the loading chamber right now. They load the balls into the firing mechanism. So in the chamber I still could see like 5 or 6 balls. And this area from the feeder tray should be locked out now, so balls from the feeder tray should not be able to enter this chamber as long as the light is on and the hopper is low. So we'll fire out the remaining balls. Okay, see now nothing's firing anymore because these balls are locked out until the hopper is filled up. Once the hopper is filled up again, this flag will raise up. The gate that locks out the feeder balls into the loading chamber will rise and they'll be able to flow again. So we'll show you that. The light will go out. Now the light's out. Like I just showed you, I just put enough balls just to fill up the hopper. That brings up the flag. So again, once you have that situation, the first time you pull back the lever to fire, there shouldn't be any balls in the firing mechanism. It has to be loaded first. So the first time you pull back the lever after the hopper goes low, nothing should happen. Like that. And now you should have a ball loaded up. And it fires. And you're back in gameplay. And as I was saying before, say you get a lot of jackpots, you're lucky enough to get a lot of jackpots, and this starts filling up a lot. You slide this lever to the left. That sends your balls into the overflow. So let's see if we can get another victory. There we go, 2 more. The light came on, the flag came down, and so now this is locked out again. We have to fill up the hopper. So that's basically all the things you need to know for your pachinko machine. It's very basic. Again, use the 9-volt battery as a switch to slide the connector over if you want to do that and turn it off. Or you can keep it connected and just keep balls in the hopper at all times to turn off the light. And once you do so, you don't have to disconnect the battery because it won't drain any power. Just load it up like that. So once it's in this state, you never have to disconnect the battery if you don't want to. But if you want to play it safe, just disconnect the lead. What I have is just pivoting on the positive lead and just slide over the connector as a switch. So that's basically it. You want to make sure when you get home that the ball dump lever is locked, that your seesaw is up on the right, and that your hopper is full. And that should be it, and there shouldn't be any issues with the machine. So let me show you what happens if you hit this accidentally when the hopper is full of balls. You'll dump all the balls out of the machine. Well, at least you'll dump them all out of the hopper. You still have balls in the jackpot, so if you ever want to move the machine, you have to hit the lever and release the balls that are in the jackpot mechanism. And now you have no balls in the back of the machine, but the light's on, so we'll disconnect the battery. And the machine should be empty. So that's it. If you have a pachinko machine or a pinball machine that needs restoration, repairs, or modifications, contact me at Pintech on Facebook. And I have a YouTube channel with all the machines obviously functioning, as you can see here. Please subscribe to the channel, or please leave comments. They're always welcome. And that's it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.